right, density, wait for it. All right, density is, like I said, a ratio. All right, the important part about figuring out what is going on with density is knowing your units. So write these units down right here. Units of mass are grams, kilograms, pounds, and ounces. Units of volume are milliliters, gallons, centimeters cubed, and meters cubed. Quickly. Quickly. All right, and now also when you are working these problems, you will also need to know what formulas to use. There are 3 formulas you can use. You're writing the formulas. I meant the units right here. You're writing the unit. All right, so you have your units written down. So if I were to say I have 15 grams, I would have a mass or a volume. Which one? 15 grams. Mass. Get quick with it. If I were to say I have 15 milliliters, I would have 15 units of what? Mass or volume? Volume. If I said I have 16 centimeters cube, a 16 centimeter cube block, is that a unit of mass or volume? Good. All right, now you have these formula for density. We can manipulate this one formula to be 2 other formulas. These are called derived. Derived means you started with something and you created something else using what you've been given. All right, so the first formula is D equals M over V. M stands for mass, V stands for volume. The second formula of equal importance that you should also write down. I would write it in that big open space at the top so I can find it. Wherever you write it is fine by me. Make sure you can find it quickly though. The next one is mass equals density times volume. And the last one is volume equals mass over density. Write fast. Let's get this in. All right. Mass over density. These are 3 formulas. Make sure you have them down somewhere. Courtney, this probably won't get annoying to you being this close to you. So if you wanted to just swap seats with yourself, you could do that. All right, let's work a few of these problems now. The first one we're going to look at is about aluminum. Number 1, a block of aluminum occupies a volume of 15.0 milliliters and a mass of 40.5 grams. What is its density? This is how you need to work problems in this class. Your first step is to figure out what you're even looking for. What are we looking for in this problem?
Density.
Density, and focus on the board. We're looking for density. So immediately for number 1, this is how you need to write this out. Density equals mass over volume. Yes, you must write everything I write. Yes, you must. John, you might end up writing the work that we do in your book, and then, yeah. Mass over density, mass over volume. Now we're going to figure out what information we've been given. Reading this, I found a number right here. It says 15.0 milliliters. If I didn't see the word volume there, I would know that it's a volume because of its unit. All right? So this is how we write it out. We know that we have a volume of 15.0 milliliters. 15.0 milliliters. We have a volume of 15.0 milliliters. How do I know that? I know my units of milliliters imply a volume. Next up, let's keep reading. And a mass of 40.5 grams. Well, that means that my lowercase m equals 40.5 grams. And the question is, what is the density? Well, since I'm solving for density, I'm using this first equation, and I'm going to plug and chug, kids. Plug and chug. That means I'm going to plug in for my mass, I'm plugging in 40.5 grams. For my volume, I'm plugging in 15.0 milliliters. Yes, I'm bringing my units with me. No, you cannot just write the answer. Yes, you must write everything that I have on the board. Yes, you should be writing everything I'm writing right now. You know what I'm saying? Y'all feel me? Cool. All right, now, simple. Let's divide. Grab a calculator. All I have one answer. Anybody else have an answer? Anybody else? Be confident.
2.7.
That's two correct answers. Anybody else get 2.7?
I did.
Good. So your answer is 2.7, but that is a naked number. Your units for this are going to be grams divided by milliliters. And the reason why is because remember with kings and chickens, things cancel out through division. Well, okay, let me run it back. Remember how we used to do like this?
Yeah.
And they canceled like that and you were left with milliliters? Well, in this case, there's nothing for it to cancel out with, so you have to keep both. That's why your units for density are grams divided by milliliters. So if you forget everything that I just said, look at the math you did. Grams divided by milliliters. That's what we did in our lab too, isn't it? We did grams divided by milliliters. Interesting. All right, number 2. Are y'all ready for number 2?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. Number 2 says, mercury metal is poured into a graduated cylinder that to exactly 22.5 milliliters. The mercury used to fill the cylinder weighs 305.4 grams. From this information, calculate the density of mercury. What am I looking for in number 2?
Density.
How did you know that?
It said calculate the density.
It says calculate the density. That means that's what I'm looking for. So the first thing I'm going to write is the formula for density. Yes, you have to write the formula. No, you cannot just do the math because this is level 1 that we're doing right now. We're going to get to where we have 6 and 7 variables. So if we get used to doing this now, we'll be better off. Next thing I'm doing is looking for numbers. It says that it fills to exactly 22.5 milliliters. Milliliters is a unit of what? Volume. So V equals what?
22.5
Good. 22.5 milliliters. The next number I see is 305.4 grams. Grams is a unit of mass. All right. So my mass equals 305.4 grams. Now that I have my variables complete, I'm going to plug and chug. So that's going to be 305.4 grams on top. And what's on bottom? Good job. Get me an answer. There was a glare on the screen for the recording. So. Give me an answer. What did you get? That's one person.
13.573.
That's 2 people's. Anybody else get an answer? You should have gotten something like 13, and we're rounding in 1 decimal place, so 13.6-ish. Is that what y'all got?
Yeah.
Yeah. 13.57777.8.
Good. So we're gonna round that off 1 decimal place, and it's gonna be 13.6. What are my units?
Grams divided by milliliters.
Good, team. And box your answer because Miss Stanley don't see work that's not boxed. Answers that are not boxed, rather. All right, give me a 1 to 5 with how we feel with this. 1 being lost, 5 being 4 being I'm pretty confident. Let's keep working some more problems. You can give it to me right here. 3 is kind of like I'm in the middle-ish. 2 being I'm more lost than I am found. All right, let's run it back. Let's do another one. Number 3 says, what mass of the ethyl alcohol exactly fills a 200 milliliter container? The density of ethyl alcohol is 0.789 grams per milliliter. Can I erase both of these?
Yeah.
Holler if I can't now, because I'm going to. All right, so here we go. It says, what mass? So what am I looking for in this one? Mass. So which of my 3 equations am I going to use? The first one, the second one, or the third one?
The second.
The second one. Why? Because it's solving for mass, and that's what I need. All right, so let's go ahead and start. Number 3, my formula I need is mass equals density times volume. mass equals density times volume, all right? Do I have to write all this out? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. What mass of ethyl alcohol exactly fills a 200 milliliter container? 200 milliliters is gonna be what?
Volume.
My volume. If I didn't know that, I know that my units tell me that milliliters is a unit of volume. All right, so 200.0 milliliters. Now, my density was given. What's my density?
0.789.
0.789 grams per milliliter. All right, let's plug and chug. My density, is 0.789 grams per milliliter. My volume is 200.0 milliliters. What does that give me? I like it. Anybody else get something around that area? Everybody needs to do it. Fine. I'm sorry. That one went by a little fast, didn't it?
Yeah.
I apologize.
One 57.8.
157.8. That's 157.8. Anybody else get it?
I got it.
You got it? Anybody else over here get it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. So I got 157.8, right?
Yeah.
0.8, but now we need to talk unit. Okay? So I'm gonna write this out. We have milliliters times grams over milliliters. My milliliters cancel, and I'm left with grams.
We have to draw that too?
No, I mean, I would only because I need this explained to me. But if you can recognize that grams are your units here, I'm okay with that as well. I would do this just so that I knew what was going on, but that's just me. All right, here we go, number 4. You ready? Or am I going too fast? Y'all good? Anybody drowning? All right. That part. 4, here we go. Yeah, we need to try this. All right, a flask that weighs 345.5 grams is filled with 225 milliliters of carbon tetrachloride. The weight of the flask and the carbon tetrachloride is found to be 703.55 grams. From this information, calculate the density. All right, so let's think about what we have. We have a flask that weighs 345.8. The flask plus the carbon tetrachloride is 703.55 grams. What do I need to do here? First off, I'm trying to find the density, so I can go ahead and write my formula, but I have 2 masses here. I have 2 masses. How am I going to find the correct mass?
You want the mass only of the.
I have 1 vote for adding. Anybody else think anything else?
You probably want just the 703 grams.
Okay, so 1 vote for I just want 703.
You want the mass of just the carbon tetrachloride on chloride?
Yes.
Because that's what you find the density of. Not
Good.
the flask.
Now let's think about our lab that we did. We had the mass of the syringe. We had the mass of the syringe plus the liquid. How do we find the mass of just the liquid? Good. We subtracted. Remember, we did this column minus this column, gave us that column. It's the same concept that we're about to do, okay? So here we go. To find our mass, it's going to be the mass of both the flask and the carbon tetrachloride minus the weight of the flask. What does that give us for a final mass? Use your calculator. Use your calculator. Everybody should be subtracting when she finished writing. Everybody should be calculating. Don't yell out the answer. I want you to hold it in. That's what we do. All right, what'd you get?
357.75.
Good job, team. 357.75, and my units are?
Grams.
Good, good. Now I have my mass. Good. Now let's see if I've been given a volume. Have I been given a volume?
Yes.
What's my volume? Read the question. What's the volume?
425 milliliters.
Good, 225 milliliters. Now what do I do? Correct, plug and chug. Here we go. My mass is 357.75 grams. My volume is 225 milliliters. What'd you get? I got two 1.59s. Take your time. Take your time. I know we're going a little fast. You get 1.59. Good job. 1.59, and my units are?
Grams per milliliter.
Good, grams per milliliter. How are you feeling about this? Pretty Gucci? Pretty swagtastic? Awesome. I want you to try this on your own. Say it again. 1.59. Okay. I want you to try these three on the board.
Okay.
Pull it off, because yours is going. They're not missing. They're just awkwardly spaced because I made this at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Makes sense.
You made the worksheet.
I did. I make all y'all stuff so that when you try to look it up on the internet, you can get the answer wrong.
Oh man.
Yeah, you're welcome.
That's all I got.
I was thinking of you all when I did it.
Yeah.
Yay.
Go this way.
Find the mass.
Go ahead and post this.